So good evening. Thank you so much for joining me on this presentation about men's health. I wanted to take you on a little bit of a journey in my journey in health, and firstly start out by sharing why I share doTERRA with my beautiful wife Renee. She was the catalyst to this journey for us, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are in a similar situation to me. And she actually was suffering from irritable bowel syndrome for 6 years before she was introduced to peppermint essential oil. And she'd just take a drop of that under her tongue. And that was the huge catalyst for so much change in our lives and becoming aware of health from a completely different perspective. And for me, the oils really helped with insomnia was the huge one, but also managing stress, anxiety as well, and depression as well. So they've been a huge benefit for me in my life. And that's one of the things that I come across a lot when people come and they want to know more about the essential oils is stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia. So that's something I'm going to focus a little bit about tonight, and how the essential oils have helped me with this emotional intelligence. So for me, going through my 20s, very physical and active, like to play hard and work hard, and I had a perceived healthy diet, protein shakes, spending lots of time at the gym and surfing and riding fast motorbikes, and life was pretty full on. And I was also taught, I think therefore I am, and I was in my head a lot, and some would say in ego a lot. So that was pretty much my 20s, and it was full of thrill and action, and did competitive bodyboarding, did a lot of travel, surfing and skydiving and fast motorbikes and cars and all that sort of stuff. So lots of fun, no regrets there. But there is also a side effect to this as well. So a stressful job, working in IT, anxiety, which is basically constant thought or fear of the future, which I think a lot of people really struggle with this day and age, rather than letting go and just allowing things to be, is a skill that we can all learn. Depression, dwelling on the past. Obviously, when life slows down a little bit and you get a family and a wife, and the wife is probably being wise and telling me, maybe you should think about what you're doing. Insomnia, the monkey mind. So this was the huge thing for me, and I still love and use the oils every day to manage my sleep as well. So the monkey mind just wouldn't stop. Working in IT and being conditioned to think, therefore I am. I was constantly in my head, and my mind was this muscle that was constantly flexing and didn't know how to stop. And of course, adrenal fatigue, because when you're going at a flat out 100%, 110% all the time, your body is going to have some ramifications and side effects. And I wasn't even aware of emotional intelligence and one of the huge parts that plays in our health, that I've become aware of and teach a lot of people that I come into contact with. So something was missing in the health regime of lots of rigorous exercise and going to the gym and an extreme sports kind of lifestyle. And I went and studied yoga teacher training over in Bali, and also did personal training as well. And I have taught yoga and done some personal training over the years. And this was a great tool in our journey with doTERRA that complements what we do, and providing these tools and the oils in helping people free themselves from the tyranny of the mind, which is basically why we do yoga. We escape the mind by becoming connected to body consciousness, connected to breath. And it was through Eckhart Tolle's, one of my teachers. I don't personally know him, but I do read his books. I do watch his videos and attend some of his events. And I love his philosophies about escaping the mind and connecting to body consciousness and enlightenment being obtainable to everyone. You don't have to be meditating naked in a cave for 7 years to obtain enlightenment. You can actually be enlightened just by connecting to your true felt oneness with being, and that is escaping the tyranny of the mind. So I practice yoga with my eyes open. I do meditate, but I do meditate regularly throughout the day. So a lot of people think meditation, it has to be 5 or 10 minutes morning or night, or done in front of a lit candle or a ceremony like that. And that's nice. You can do that. But it's important to also bring that energy into your day as well. And some of the oils can be used to heighten the state of meditation and escaping and connecting through to the body. But it's important that you maintain this energy and escaping the mind throughout the day as well. Don't just meditate for 5 minutes of the morning and then be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Learn to find the spaces in life. They are there. You can find them doing mundane tasks like driving, washing the dishes, putting out the washing, going for a walk, things like that. Try and escape your mind. And of course, I love and use the doTERRA oils every day. So this is what my life more looks like these days, using the oils, finding the space and thoughts, getting good rest and sleep. Thank you, Serenity, Lavender Peace, and Vetiver. And obviously in conjunction with some healthy routines, disciplines and priorities, which I want to touch on before I launch into how I use some of the oils on a daily basis. So I traded my motorbike in for a push bike, started to riding to work, and I did that for 2 years while I just shared doTERRA casually and had workshops at home with my wife. And then as of 2 years, I've been doing doTERRA full time. And now we have a little baby too. So happy little Vegemites there. So like I said, I'm going to focus on the essential oils for the majority of this presentation. And I feel that the essential oils can hugely contribute to reducing toxic load. And this could be toxic thoughts, as well as chemicals and the way we groom ourselves, as well as managing rest and stress. So this was a huge one for me, and a huge one that I come into contact with a lot of people. Maybe it's my vibe attracting my tribe, but that seems to be a pretty common thing. There's lots of noise and stresses and things going on in people's lives, and lots of things to think about, especially with a busy family life. So this is where I feel doTERRA and the essential oils can really play a major role in your daily routine. So touching on a quick couple of health priorities. So a lot of people, they think that diet is number one. To be healthy, you have to have a perfect diet. One thing I remind people is, how long will you live if you stop breathing? Probably about 2 minutes. So breath is a really powerful tool that you can connect to, and it's a great path to connect to body consciousness as well. So whenever you have a spare moment to connect to breath, it could be the sensation of the breath coming in through the nose. It could be the light emanation that you get from your body as you breathe into your lungs. And this is a great way to connect to body consciousness and escape the mind. And we need to breathe. So if that's what we need mostly, then why wouldn't we bring most of our attention to our breath rather than, the perfect paleo diet or whatever your diet of choice is? Breath is number one. Rest and stress management. You can actually go without food a lot longer than what you can without sleep and under stress as well. You can actually die a lot quicker from lack of sleep and stress. Again, why wouldn't you prioritize this higher than the picture perfect diet and a lot of other things that we think should come before in terms of health priorities, exercise, etc. Water. We're comprised of 60 to 70% water, our body. So consume some good alkaline water. Get yourself a Zazen filter or something similar, and start to hydrate correctly. Your whole body will start to thank you. Associations. So a lot of the people that we are The people that we've become ourselves is determined by the people that we associate with and the things that we do, the books that we read, the movies we watch. So just be aware of your associations. Are they healthy associations? Do your associations invite you to the pub every night and have 6 schooners? Maybe that's not so healthy. I know it might be quite difficult to sever some of these ties that you have with close family and friends, but you really need to check in with yourself and ask yourself, is this association serving me well? And then, of course, diet, toxicity, etc. They all come in after these, but I just wanted to show you some of my health priorities, my top ones. And in terms of exercise tips, I'm a big fan of keeping it simple. If you make it too complicated to achieve and you've got a whole bunch of stuff that you need to get ready before you go out and do the thing, then you're just going to keep on putting it off. So one thing I started doing more of is just running. It's easy to just pack a pair of joggers and you can just pop them on at any time and just go and hit the pavement and run a couple of Ks. You don't have to run a marathon. It can just be as simple as moving the body or walking if you don't want to run, and just getting some oxygen and blood flowing throughout your body. Doing something you enjoy, this is important as well. There's no point in going out and exercising and hating it. So if you don't like running, go for a walk. If you like swimming, go swimming. No brainer. Make it a routine. And this is where the slight edge comes in. This is something that was introduced to me once I had started my doTERRA journey, and it was a life-changing book, once again, similar to The Power of Now, of how we're accustomed to think that there's always the instant win that we're looking for in everyday life. The montage that we see in the Rocky movie where he runs up the stairs to victory, and it's encapsulated in such a small period of time, winning the lotto, etc. Whereas in reality, it's time and the disciplines and the philosophy we have and put into place on a daily basis that pays off over a long period of time. So make something a routine where you set aside half an hour a day and you go for a walk or a run or do something that you enjoy. Just get the body moving. And some days, and this is the case even for personal trainers and people who love exercise, there are days like today, it's nice and cold, you want to stay inside, you want to snuggle up around a cup of coffee or just throw the doonas over your head and stay in bed. But guarantee if you just get out there, Nike philosophy, just do it, you'll always feel better afterwards, I guarantee. And this is part of Jeff Olson's Slight Edge that he talks about, the knowing or the philosophy. And the key difference, you can go out and you can learn as many tools and have as many gadgets and Fitbits and all that sort of stuff. And I don't do all that sort of stuff because if I find it just complicates life a bit. And where you reap the benefits is just by getting out there and doing the thing and having the philosophy in your mind and benefiting from it that way. So I'm going to launch into some of the doTERRA products that I use on a daily basis, and you guys might know and use the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So since using this, at first, when Renee and I first started using this, we did half dose. We figured we're young and fit enough to not need a full dose, and we're also mindful of money as well. But we did notice the difference when we did go to full dose, and we did note a difference when we actually ran out of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. That's when we noticed the biggest difference in our energy levels. So sometimes people might say, oh, I did the Lifelong Vitality and I didn't really notice that much difference. And then they stop and they go, okay, I don't have as much energy, or I'm starting to get sick, or those joints are starting to creak again. So really good for immunity health. We don't get sick when we're on this. We've got lots of energy, and we recommend this to everyone. And it's so good that it's now available in Australia and TGA approved. So more specifically, the Alpha CRS, we can think of this as our engine cleaner. This is full of just it's full of, oh my gosh, Mind blank. Rosemary, come to me. It's full of antioxidants. There we go. Rosemary worked. Thank you, Rosemary. Full of antioxidants, which basically combat our free radicals, and they help the way that our mitochondria or cells function. So there's less intrinsic or internal byproduct from the energy that we're producing through our cells. It's also great for inflammation. And one thing we noticed as well with the alpha CRS was with Renee's IBS, it really reduced the inflammation that she had in her gut. And I also have a lot of people that I come into contact with that have great results with inflammation in general. So alpha CRS, and that's a proprietary one for doTERRA. The Microplex VMZ, this is basically, I like to call it the space between cheeseburgers. And I'm not saying going out and eat cheeseburgers and have Microplex VMZ and feel like it's okay to have lots of cheeseburgers, but it does fill the gaps in our diet when it's not so ideal. And some people say that, this day and age with the fruit and veggie supply that we get, non-organic, mass-produced, the soil doesn't contain as much nutrients, etc. That is also a contributing factor that you can't get as much nutrients out of an ideal diet as what you used to be able to. So this really just fills the gaps in what could be the perfect diet. Our Exio Omega. And I love this one because it also has essential oils in there as well, including frankincense and wild orange, two of my favorites. Consider this the engine oil. And it's really good for mental health, nervous system health, joint health and function as well. And I really noticed a difference in my skin, the beautiful complexion. Jokes there. But you do notice the difference in your skin and your hair. You do have a little bit more of a glow. Your nails grow a bit quicker. And people will notice. So some people might be a little bit blocked by the cost of Lifelong Vitality being $115, through your wholesale account, through your doTERRA wholesale account. But when you compare it to a cup of coffee, which a lot of people will go and buy a cup of coffee. A small coffee will be $4.50. Some people consume more than one cup of coffee a day. And when you compare the price difference, that's $4 delivered as well. So it's all choices that we make. And when you really break it down like that, that's for a daily dose. That's morning and night in comparison to that cup of coffee. So the next time, you're thinking, oh, hip pocket's a bit tight, where are your priorities at? So the DDR Prime soft gels, these are something that we also take on a daily basis and get a lot of benefit from. I like to call these the grumpy old man syndrome tablet fix because it's really good for negative emotions. As well as that's great for oxidative stress and inflammation as well. So a lot of people with chronic inflammation and need internal repair and external repair can really benefit from the DDR Prime. The major ingredient in that is frankincense, along with other beautiful essential oils like lemongrass and neroli and wild orange, etc. So that's a fantastic product that I highly recommend. I actually prefer to take that in the liquid form, and I put it in a veggie cap. And the reason why I do that is you can only get the liquid form from the United States through your wholesale account, but you actually get double the amount of product when you get the liquid form and you make up your own veggie cap. It all just depends on how much time you've got if you want to be a little alchemist at home and make your veggie cap. But I also find they repeat on you a little bit when you make your own veggie cap. And I actually enjoyed that second little hit of DDR Prime that you get when you get a little bit of reflux. It's quite nice. So one capsule of that morning and night is how you use them. So frankincense, I'm sure you guys are all aware of frankincense, and the way that I like to use frankincense is just by putting a drop under my tongue. leaving it there for 30 seconds just so it can absorb into the bloodstream. Another way for benefiting moods and emotion is you can put it on the top of your tongue and just press your tongue to the top of your mouth. A lot of people will put a drop in their palm and then put the thumb on the soft palate on the roof of their mouth for helping with managed mood. I just put it on my tongue and then just press my tongue to the top of the mouth. I also just put a little bit on my temples as well. So going through my last couple of years at council, I'd waft around the office smelling of frankincense and vetiver and be nice and calm and grounded and feel really good. And of course, we know that frankincense is really good for skin concerns as well. So coming into contact with a lot of people that's with skin concerns, and they've benefited from just simply applying that directly to the site. So on your nose, don't get your nose cut off. Try some frankincense, just a drop neat on your area of concern on your nose is a great way to use the frankincense. Lemon. I start every single day with lemon. So not only is it great for alkalizing the body and getting the digestive system fired up, but it's also really good for giving us a lift in mood as well. It's going to really perk us up and make us ready for the day. So the way I use that is I just get my trusty glass water bottle. You can get them from Aldi. doTERRA does one as well. This one's called Life Factory. You get them at health food stores. But you can also get them at Woolworths and Voss bottles as well. I think you buy them for $2 or $3 at Woolworths. Put the oils in first before you put the water, because that mixes the oils through the water nicely, and then you can just scull down your lemon. So that's how I start my day. I put a fair bit in. I put 4 to 6 drops in 600 mils of the lemon. Usually I recommend 3 to 4 for people that are first starting out. Grounding blend. So this is a oil that I recommend to everybody as well. So really grounding yourself, putting it on the bottoms of your feet, the back of your neck. I like to call it the invitation to spaces oil. Because this does really provide that grounding effect for people that are constantly on the go, anxious, always thinking of the future, what's coming up next, just bringing them back, getting them into the present moment, connecting to breath, connecting to body consciousness. And they also, or balance also, it allows these other essential oils and lifelong vitality, etc., everything that you're doing to work better. And that's because the frankincense in there is really oxygenating for our blood cells, and that blend of the other oils that you're using. I highly recommend checking out a video that you'll find on YouTube. If you just Google it, Dr. Hill's balance blood sample. And it's a really cool video to see how these blood cells are all coagulated up and they're not moving. They don't look really lively. They're not plump. And then he applies balance to the bottom of this person's feet, and then takes another blood sample and looks at it underneath the microscope. And you can see these happy, plump looking oxygenated red blood cells. So it's amazing the difference that that balance makes. Morning and night, we can use that one. 2 to 3 drops, back of the neck or bottoms of the feet. If you already got your boots on, then back of the neck is fine. So vetiver, this one as well is amazing for managing stress and sleep, and it's quite masculine in its scent as well. So a lot of the oils I'm going to be talking about, obviously men's health, are going to be quite masculine. The vetiver, sourced from Haiti, it's extracted from the root of a grass that they supply over there. And the way I use that is either on the bottoms of my feet or the back of my neck. And I also combine that with lavender peace or serenity. And that just really helps me get a great night's rest. Can also be used for energetic and spirited souls and characters who just really need to focus and calm themselves down and ground themselves. So one would say that could be me at times, and the vetiver does really help out in those situations. So lavender peace. This is, like I said, this is one that I use every single night. We diffuse it. We co-sleep with our little baby girl. We always put the diffuser on when she goes to bed. So we walk into a room that's full of lavender peace diffusing. I'll put the lavender peace on the bottoms of my feet and the back of my neck at the same time as the vetiver, just 2 to 3 drops, and that just really helps with a nice deep sleep. And this was one of the things that really helped me with my insomnia, and highly recommend it to everyone. This is actually my go-to oil when people come and because we have a market stall, and people come up to our stall and wonder what we're doing, and lavender peace, bang, that's the first one I always get out and say, have a smell of this. And people always love it. I haven't met anybody yet that's gone, oh, that's pungent, it's terrible. It smells beautiful. So rest and stress management continued. Easy air, also really good for promoting respiratory as well. So clearing our respiratory, and also some coagulation in the nose as well as the lungs. We can apply that to the bottoms of the feet, and it's amazing how well the oils work when we do apply them to the bottoms of our feet. If you're in doubt of where to apply the oils, just put them on the bottoms of your feet. You're not going to do damage, and you're going to get the benefits as well. So the way I like to use Easy Air, if I'm feeling a little bit sinusy, a little bit congested, I just put it along my sinuses, underneath my nose. Also rub a little bit on my lungs before I go for a run. And you can also put it on the bottoms of your feet in conjunction with thyme oil as well. Thyme is specifically on the big toe, and this is a tip from Dr. Hill that we've found successful, is great for sleep apnea and snoring. So, and we've had a lot of good results from people that have reported that to us, as well as diffusing the easy air on the bedside. So peppermint, this is a real common and popular one with the blokes, and I have a couple of mates that love peppermint, and they don't use anything else, and that's fine, because it's really energizing, it's really uplifting. It gives you fresh breath, so it's great if you're in a meeting, or you're working in customer service, or communicating, going on a hot date maybe. So great for oral hygiene, as well as respiratory, and also digestive as well. So it will improve your lung function. So the way I use that is, before I go for a run, I just put a drop of that underneath my tongue, and just by breathing it in and invigorating and uplifting the mind, and getting motivated for exercise. Because sometimes, like today, you have those days when you don't feel like getting out. Drop a peppermint under the tongue, rub a bit in your hands with some frankincense, smell it, put it on the back of your neck, and get out there. Ice blue. So ice blue is an oil that my wife despises because it smells like a footy shed, but we do call this the man converter. And it comes in the rub as well as the blend. And actually, I prefer to use these two. Renee used to say to me, when I don't do as much running as I do now. I'm going through a phase where I'm surfing more than running, but I have done a lot of running in the past, and done some marathons and half marathons and stuff. And she would say, "Oh, you're cheating because you're just using the ice blue, and then you go running again the next day." I was like, "Well, yeah, why not? It works." So it really does just take the pain and removes DOMS, so that delayed onset muscle stress that you get when you do go and work out. So guys that go to the gym, that run, that ride, that do work out, and they get DOMS or sore and tired muscles, use the ice blue. That'll actually aid in repair, and also aid with the pain as well that you get with working out. So On Guard, moving into seasonal threats. So On Guard is a great blend that I carry on my person, and I use and have in my little keychain. So it's okay, boys. You know, you can still be a man with your manhood and your bravado, but still have oils and use them. You can hide them in this little keychain so nobody can find out until you open it. No, get your oils out and use them. Don't be ashamed. It's okay. But yeah, On Guard is one that I keep on me, and along with some others that I've got in here that I've been talking about: lemon and cedarwood and peppermint, frankincense. So I really like the way that these distribute in these little 5-8 gram vials, because you can just put a couple of taps into your mouth, and it's really controlled method of taking them internally. So peppermint and frankincense, just 2 drops, and that's equivalent to 1 drop, and that's really convenient. You can have that on you at all times for use throughout the day. So the On Guard, the way I'd use that is I'd just tap 2 times on the back of my little dram vial, and that's great for a sore throat. You can always diffuse it as well. And we make a natural cleaner as well with 10 drops of On Guard and 10 drops of lemon in a 250 ml glass spray bottle. And that's a multi-purpose cleaner that we use for everything. And you can also spray that in your mouth. It's zero tox. It's safe to get the kids to clean for you, providing you can get them to do that. Other ways you can use the On Guard is you could use it in a coconut pulling routine. You can also just put it with water. If you're using the oils for the first time internally, one thing that I do recommend that you do, rather than just inverting a bottle straight over your mouth and getting 10 drops for your first hit, might be discouraging. So get a glass, put a drop in, start small, mix it with water, drink it, see how you go. Don't be a hero, and don't put oregano straight into your mouth. Trust me, I've tried. Which brings me on to oregano. So oregano, great in the spag bowl when you're using your oils in cooking. So I'm the man who does the cooking in the household. I love my cooking. And when I use oils in my cooking, I always add a small amount, so a drop, and I wouldn't put more than a drop of oregano in my spag bowl right at the end, just as I'm taking it off the heat. Stir it in well. If you don't like strong flavors, then just get a toothpick, dip it in your oregano oil, stir it in. It is very, very strong. The only 2 ways that I recommend using the oregano, apart from in the spag bowl, is on the bottoms of your feet for an adult, undiluted, if you've got strong feet. Always dilute under the feet in other cases, and otherwise in a veggie cap. And one protocol that we keep coming back to time and time again, and it relates to this little diagram that you see on your screen here about how the essential oils interact with threats and bacteria that we come into contact with. And that protocol is On Guard, oregano, tea tree, and lemon. Those 4 oils in a veggie cap, and you can add frankincense as well. 2 drops of each, taken morning and night for 10 days of the month. Highly antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasitic. It's also going to detox. This is a protocol that Renee used to help with or repair her gut with the irritable bowel syndrome, and a protocol that we keep on coming back to time and time again for so many people, for so many health concerns. So oregano, really powerful oil, great for gut health as well as our natural antibiotic. Use it on the bottoms of your feet and in a veggie cap. Don't put it in the bath or on your face. It hurts. So arbor vitae, coming into grooming. So arbor vitae is a very woody oil, and it's great for our crown chakra if you're into chakra balancing. I actually just get my arbor vitae oil and I just put a drop of that on my crown chakra. If you're into that, and if you do that, if not, put it on your crown chakra anyway, because it smells awesome. And you just get wafts of that throughout the day. It's a great insect repellent, also good for skin concerns as well. The first time I used Arbor Vitae, when I was at a convention in the United States, and we were playing volleyball against Therese Harding and her partner, and it was unusual. I felt really grounded, but then also energetic at the same time. And this oil I use to make up a blend that I'll tell you a little bit more about at the end of this slideshow. But it is a great man scent, great for insect repellent, and it is very grounding, once again, with all of those woody oils. Ylang ylang. So be careful with this one, men. It is an aphrodisiac, and I do have a little men's box up here. I'm just so ylang ylang. Place that over the heart. This will open the heart and also the opportunity for some loving. So be careful when you apply this and who you apply it around, but this does work. So if you're looking for some love in your life, first of all, focus on loving, doing the act of love. To find love, you have to love yourself. You have to love others in order to attract love into your life. But use the ylang ylang as well. And that's also really nice and calming too. And a really sweet scent. The women will love it. So be careful, guys, when you use this one. Cedarwood, this is another one that I use quite regularly, and I will use it just neat from the bottle. And I just get a couple of drops, just place them in my hand. This is a real good balance alternative. It is quite thick. Don't get impatient. Treat using your essential oils like a ceremony, and it's an opportunity to just stop for a moment, appreciate the pace that the oils come out of the bottle, and apply them and enjoy them. But the cedarwood on the back of the neck I find really grounding. It's also another masculine scent as well. It does blend really well with some of the other oils that you can see on the screen there. Sandalwood I also put on the mastoid bone here behind my ears as well. And it's great for stimulating hair growth along with rosemary. So you can just apply that onto your scalp. When you wash your hair, you can use that with shampoo. So the doTERRA shampoo, whack that into your hand, a couple of drops of cedarwood, rosemary, tea tree, and then massage that into your hair and your scalp, and that'll just help stimulate hair growth and hair health. So for those of you who have joined me tonight who already have wholesale accounts, you are all very aware of this, but doTERRA, they have a fantastic opportunity where you can get up to 55% off of your essential oils and products. And the way I like to look at it is, rather than, oh my God, these oils are really expensive. And let's face it, men, I did, you do, you will have resistance against these oils at some stage. Not all men, but the majority of you will. It's just how we function. We're the finance guys, we're the family budget keepers, we're the breadwinners. We're very mindful of how we spend our money. But the way I see it, and health is my biggest investment, is if I'm not healthy and happy, then what's the point? You can't enjoy everything as much as what you would if you were in a happy and healthy state. But the doTERRA wholesale account, it provides the opportunity to get a whole bunch of stuff for free at a discounted price, support your healthy lifestyle choices, honoring and loving yourself and your health, and you get rewarded for that. So you get up to 55% off through the Loyalty Rewards program. You don't have to do that. You can just order whenever you choose. There's also opportunity to share doTERRA like my wife and I do if you choose to do that as well. You can subsidize or replace your income. So I also wanted to go through just a couple of little routines that I would typically do on a daily basis. And I've covered this a little bit in this presentation, but just to give you a visual representation, because sometimes people, they get their essential collection and they don't even open it because they don't know what to do. Make sure you have reference material. Get the Modern Essentials book, get the Modern Essentials app, get the Essential Life book, I've heard there's an app as well. Haven't seen it. Love the book and love the Modern Essentials app and book as well. Make sure you have sound reference that's specifically written for doTERRA. So like I said, through the presentation, lemon. Start every single day with my lemon. I do a tongue scraping, and then I put my lemon in my water, drink that down the hatch, balance on the bottoms of my feet or the back of my neck, and or up to you. Have my lifelong vitality and DDR prime with a good wholesome whole foods breakfast. Brush my teeth. You'd be happy to know. And I use the doTERRA hair gel as well as the hydrating serum. I found that's really good as a face moisturizer. So that's just through trial and error that I've found that I enjoy most. And then throughout the day, you can use Smart and Sassy, or as Justin Harrison likes to aptly call it, the Cut and Confident, because, and I've had this experience as well, I've said to my mate, who's a bit of a gym junkie, and I was telling him about the Slim and Sassy protein shake, and his words to me were, mate, anything with the words Slim and Sassy in the product name, I'm not going to buy. So blokes, you're going to have to just see around the Slim and Sassy, call it Cut and Confident. I use that in my water, especially when I'm traveling, when I've got the munchies in the car. You tend to just munch out on chips and lollies and bad stuff. So instead of doing that, just get your Smart and Sassy in your glass water bottle, or the wild orange. Wild orange was a lifesaver, and it's a great introductory oil, the wild orange. It's a great oil to put in water and to drink and to try your first essential oil internally. It's really uplifting, boosts the immune, also boosts mood, great for anxiety and insomnia. So drink wild orange, just a couple of drops in water, brilliant. Peppermint, I'll just have some peppermint throughout the day if I feel like need a little bit of a pick-me-up, or if I'm going to go and meet someone, rather than reaching for a sweet or a chocolate or a coffee, I'll just have some peppermint. And then I love these 3 oils here. I explained before, cedarwood and arbor vitae, but peace is also a really grounding and calming oil that I love to use as well. And I just apply that on the back of my neck or down my spine or behind my ears, and it's a really beautiful aroma. So evening routine, once again, balance on the bottoms of the feet, back of the neck, and my DDR primer, my lifelong vitality with dinner, or with lunch is another way you can do it. Rather than if you eat late, then have it with lunch or with afternoon tea. And then overnight time, getting ready for bed. For those who struggle with insomnia, another tip that I can provide that really helped with me, and this is a habit that I picked up from the Slight Edge as well, is reading 10 pages of a good book at night, removing yourself from stimulation and technology a half hour before you go to bed, and just prepare to go to sleep and slow down the mind, diffuse your oils, apply them to the back of your neck and the bottoms of your feet, and just get ready for a nice deep sleep. And of course, I brush my teeth, you'll be happy to know, at night after dinner. And I don't wash my hair every day or every night, but I thought I'd just chuck that in there. So yes, there is a lot of stuff that you can use from doTERRA and using in a daily routine. It's not just oils. So this is my little men's cologne blend that I made up. And because I love cedarwood, I've made that the major ingredient. So this is a little blend that you can put in a 5 ml roller. If you're going to make a 10 ml roller, then you just double the amounts that we've got here of 20 cedarwood, 15 frankincense, and 5 of arbor vitae. 5 arbor vitae you could probably get away with in a 10 ml roller as well. It is quite strong, the arbor vitae, and that's why there's so much less of that. So give that a go, play around with it, throw away your acrodisio, that's just poison, and get the essential oils on. You're going to benefit from that in so many ways. And last but not least, this is my invitation to you all to start being proactive about your health today. Now, where do your health priorities lie? what disciplines and routines can you put in on a daily basis in conjunction with using the oils to bring health, happiness, and abundance into your life. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and I'm going to unmute you all for some questions. If you don't want to talk, then you can mute yourself again, but feel free to ask some questions. I'll put my headphones on. I can hear some coughing. Someone is alive back there. Ben, my man.
What's up, brother?
What'd you reckon?
Man. Yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Good stuff.
I think that the more men you talk to, there's certainly certain oils keep popping up that the men like. So it's interesting compared to the women. So, and I like the idea of rebranding a couple of them to be a bit more in men's favour. So the Cut and Confidence good, and the Clary Calm's New Wife in a Bottle. I like that one. So
yeah, it is good. It's actually secretly a men's blend, that one.
Yeah, that's right. So a men's saviour. So no, it's good. I think the woody ones the men lean towards, and I think if they're you're trying to introduce men to using it, there are probably don't pick your favourites if you're a woman, because it's probably not going to be the men's favourites. So, which is interesting. So try the woody ones and that. So
yeah, no, that's a really good tip. Yeah, if you're repulsed by all the florally geraniums and patchoulis, and then maybe stick to the woody ones.
Yeah. Well, I use Whisper a bit of the cologne, but I butchered up with sandalwood, so that's not a bad one as well. Just takes that floral edge off it and makes it a bit deeper. So
yeah, my uncle's first choice was actually the Whisper, and my nephew is kind of distraught by that because he knew that it was the woman's blend, and he's like, "Why are you choosing that one?" But my uncle, he is a bit of a ladies' man, so he's wise. He's onto it. He knows what's going on.
Who do you wear cologne for, yourself or to attract the ladies?
Exactly. So we've got a couple of questions here as well. Oh, Haley Weesey has been really active. Hey, Haley.
Yeah. Incognito, right? I gotta get my account.
So I may or may not have heard you guys while I was presenting, because I had my headphones on but not actually in. So I prefer cedarwood over vetiver. I drink Frank, On Guard, and lemon during the day, and Whisper and sandalwood, like you're saying. That's cool.
Yeah, I was joking. No one else was jumping on, but
yeah.
If you're on your phone, it's hard to type. I don't know if you use your phone, I don't think you could chat. So
yeah, cool. I might I'll open it up to any to Matt and Linda if you guys have any questions at all. Otherwise, I'll stop the recording and then you guys can ask some more questions if you want.
Yeah, no specific questions from me. It was great listening. I like some of those blends and ideas. So yeah, I use a bit of just straight passion. That's one of my sort of go-to, and sometimes mix it with a bit of citrus bliss or elevation. Yeah, particularly I've just come back from teaching yoga, so I actually put a bit of that on just before I teach. So it's good for me to sort of ground, but also get me in that sort of mood to share and teach from. So it's great.
Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. No, thanks for sharing that, Matt. That's awesome. I get so excited when I have other guys present in my workshops and stuff. I fully shout them out. I'm just like, yeah, sweet, another dude here. Like, awesome. So make sure you guys celebrate it when you do come across other dudes that are using the oils and are advocates of it. it's important to support each other. We are definitely the minority. So keep promoting, guys.
I share in my workplace a lot, and one guy today, I liked what you said about on guard or diluting it. Like, I often just get guys to try it because they're pretty macho and say, just try a drop of this under your tongue, and usually they shy away initially, but then can understand the benefits. Yeah. I guess it's a good reminder though to go gently sometimes, because you don't want to push people completely off. I guess there's a balance as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And we sometimes forget because we're accustomed to using the oils, and it just becomes second nature, and it's okay for us to just go bang, put a drop of peppermint underneath our tongue. But you think back to that very first time you tried it, it probably did blow your head off a bit, and you're like, wow, that is really strong. And obviously everybody has different sensitivities and reactions as well, which is always fun and amusing.
Mostly amusing, but yeah.
Yeah, they normally say it's very pepperminty, or adds. It's like yes, it is.
That's what we were going for. And how about you, Linda? Linda's gone. She doesn't want to ask any questions. That's cool. So I'm just going to stop the recording now. So thank you for joining me. If you're watching this back.